this is how they'll line up today. A couple of tweaks here and there. Probably the big news is that Janoy Cunningham will actually be playing as striker today, but we'll get more into that a little bit later on. Shaquan Davis, of course, in goal. The Simpsons at the back, along with O'Shane Roberts and Kimor Slowly. And there you see the formation.
Yes, that formation. It seems to be a 4-3-3 formation. Very interesting to see Janoy Cunningham, who normally plays around the back. He will be playing as a striker today, but good to see Ronaldo Cephas, who has been the shining light for the Junglists so far this season, back from injury, and hopefully he can be impactful for Arnett Gardens today.
As far as Portmore United is concerned, no surprises in the starting lineup. There's some rest for Emilio Rousseau, so Omar Riedel playing at left back. Romain Brackenridge is also at the back as well, along with Alvarez Myers, and you can see the rest of the starting lineup. Of course, Javik McFarlane will lead the line for Portmore United.
Of course, Lamana Solomon, one of the names that jump out to me that will not be in the starting lineup today. Breckenridge comes in for him, but as you see, Seagull Knight and DeMar Rose, they've been so good in terms of sitting in front of the back four. Seagull Knight allows DeMar Rose to roam a bit, which is very good in terms of allowing Ricardo Morris to be more advanced with Javik McFarlane. So we'll see how that works out today.
Live at the UAJFF Captain Horsburgh Centre of Excellence as Matchday 8 continues in the Jamaica Premier League, powered by Digicel. It's a titanic clash that we are looking forward to in the first game of the doubleheader this afternoon. Arnett Gardens against Portmore United right here in St Andrew. And we're on the way here at the UAJFF Captain Horsburgh Centre of Excellence. Guthrie getting the second touch on the ball now, looking for some options. Guthrie. Oh yeah, space. He may take a shot, you know. It's charged down before he could really let fly on that occasion. Demario Deacon. And he's down, and the Portmore United player is also down who went into the challenge. That's Seagull Knight. But a quick tempo start here is Deacon, looking for that additional yard of space, and then, yeah, the timing was perfect. Even if he came out worse for wear on that occasion, Seagull Knight, and maybe his knee was probably jerked up in the process, because some attention is being given to it right now, but yeah, it was a last-ditch attempt.
Arnett Gardens no stranger to starting games very lively. It's their second half performance that leaves a lot to be desired. So no surprise by Arnett Gardens and their quick start to this game. Portmore United will have to pull out all the stops, especially in the first half of this encounter, as we see Alex Thomas looking for that first win since the 12th of July of this season. That came in a 2-1 win against Humber Lion, and the man who has returned was one of the goal scorers in that encounter, Ronaldo Cephas. And Garnet Lawrence was on top for quite some time for Portmore United. They're just 1 point behind Veer. They're on 13 points. Veer on 14 points, so they'll be looking to change that fortune. It's the business end of the season.
McFarlane with a lovely first touch and trying to move away from a couple of defenders. Silky smooth in doing so. Couldn't quite let fly that pass to Nicholas MacArthur, who's going to be frequent on this right-hand side for Portmore United. But yeah, that was not a bad first touch from Javik McFarlane.
Arnett Gardens desperately need this win, Donald. And they'll be looking to go through those channels, especially the returning Ronaldo Cephas. As I said, he's been the spark in this Arnett Gardens team, but they cannot solely go through Ronaldo Cephas in order to create something. They'd have to have a lot of persons involved, and well, they would want to try something new, having Janoy Cunningham up front as a striker.
But Arnett Gardens play is down at the moment, and right now he's being ignored by the referee as play continues. A Portmore United player also goes down, but it's Portmore on the attack, trying to thread the ball through, and it does go through. It's a chance for MacArthur, who pulls it back. Now it's Morris. It's over the top. It should have been a target. He had the space, he had the time to shoot as well, but for some reason the skipper skied it.
Yeah, had time on the ball. Ricardo Morris, the skipper, looking for his 4th goal of the season. Very good work by Portmore United. Javick McFarlane wanted to get on the end of that, but Shane Roberts was there. But MacArthur did very well to pull that one back. It fell to the feet of the skipper, and he just should have done better with that one. Put that one on target. Wanted to trouble the goalkeeper. I'm sure he would have troubled the goalkeeper if he had put that one on target.
Yeah, so that one going over the top. And it was on his favoured left foot, Ricardo Morris, and he would be disappointed with the end result. Guthrie was the one who was down, but he seems to be okay, as he's going to be off for just a few seconds before being reintroduced to the action. Of course, this fixture, and in particular this Portmore United team, with a Caribbean flavour, and they've made such an impression on the St. Lucians. Of course, Javick McFarlane up front, Alvinus Myers at the back for Portmore United. And there's another Caribbean native in MacArthur as well, from Guyana. Going to be influential on the right-hand side for Portmore United. Arnett Gardens on the ball now, looking to be on the boil in these hot conditions, but Portmore United regaining the possession, taking their time about the transition. Omar Reed and Ricardo Morris. And now there's Myers. Reed. I can tell you folks that Seagull Knight is struggling, the number 7 for Portmore United, but we'll get back to that in just a moment. Ricardo Morris not with the best first touch. And it's going to be a free kick to Arnett Gardens. I think he's trying to walk it off, but if it's a real problem with his knee after that challenge that he actually went into, I don't think it's something that you can walk off. Just wondering if he just hyperextended his knee just a little bit there.
I think it was a real knee jerker with that challenge that he had on Damari Deacon. And he's such a rock in terms of sitting in front of the back four. We all know Demar Rose is not a real CDM or central defensive midfielder, as we see Seagull Knight again. He's on the floor. He's really struggling. So that was a real knee jerker that he had with that challenge on Damari Deacon. And you're going to miss somebody that really controls the tempo, but also has some crucial interceptions in terms of sitting in front of the back four. As we see the injury again, a very, very important challenge. But as you said, Donald, he came off the worst for wear. He really jerked that right knee, and he's had some problems with both, and he's clutching his left knee. And we see the Guyanese MacArthur really consoling him in terms of, you know, ensuring that he's mentally okay. You know, we always talk about the physicality, but the mentality is also very important. And we see the again sliding challenge. And Myers was there, but Seagull Knight wanted to make sure that they didn't have an opportunity. But we also saw a shot of Shavani Willis coming into the fray, former Jamaica College man, known to strike goals from distance. Donald did have a cracker in a couple games ago for Portmore United in a 3-1 win. So we'll see how he fares out pairing with DeMar Rose in this one.
It's not a bad replacement, obviously, but you do feel for Siegel Knight, who has made a decent impression at the holding midfield role for Portmore United. Can we keep it in? Of course he can. He has the speed to do it as well. McFarlane trying to turn. That's a lovely touch, trying to go through a couple of defenders as well, but unable to do so successfully. But he does get back the ball. Tajay Brown plays it inside and easily handled there by the Arnett Gardens defense, although tries to get it back, trying to feed McFarlane, but it was too far in front of him.
No real communication between McFarlane and Tajay Brown. Tajay Brown did very well getting back that ball, intercepting that pass, but he will need more of that. He's been a good serviceman as a right back for Portmore United this season, and they would want him to continue that service, Tajay Brown, but he would have to do better in terms of swinging those deliveries inside the 18-yard box, and would want a Portmore United player to get on the end of that.
They've lost it in a dangerous spot here. Chance for Portmore United. And the last ditch challenge there coming in from Earl Simpson, denying Portmore a big opportunity there. Earl Simpson still very much young in this game at the senior level, of course, represented Clarendon College. In fact, he was the captain of the Clarendon College team that won the Da Costa Cup in 2019. There he is. So he's a natural born leader, Earl Simpson, and he was in the right place at the right time, right here, making that challenge, which was crucial.
And I think that the first touch by DeMar Rose kind of made it easier for him to get that tackling. You know, Earl Simpson, as you said, has been a leader in terms of the defensive line, and it shows. You know, a crucial tackle from Earl Simpson on DeMar Rose, and they would need more of that from this Arnett Gardens defense in order to keep Portmore United from scoring.
Had to be up to full fitness there. Earl Simpson wasn't a part of the setup in the early stages. It's again unfortunate to see Siegel Knight on the bench. I also saw Damana Solomon, who's rested today. Let's see if they'll need him a little bit later on. Of course, Portmore United will be hoping that it's not necessary for him to take the field, as Ronaldo Cephas on the ball, looking for some help. And he's going to get the corner kick.
Yeah, Damana Solomon resting today. Very good centre-back pairing, him and Alvinus Myers, the St. Lucian. So the man Breckenridge has come into the fold here to pair with the St. Lucian centre-back Alvinus Myers. Myers was actually injured a few games ago, came back, and it looked like he's never missed a beat. So he's been very good with Damana Solomon this season for Portmore United. That's why they have one of the best defensive records in the league.
Arnett Gardens trying to breach the defense. This one whipped inside, and it's going to be another corner kick to Arnett Gardens. Breckenridge, of course, was one of the leaders of the Tivoli Gardens team in the Premier League a couple seasons back, and he's just got back to full fitness for this Portmore United team.
Did miss pre-season for Portmore, of course, you know, with all that training.
Here's the delivery inside, and the keeper having to punch it out and hitting it on the full, going high and wide on that occasion. And that looked to have been from Sikri. He came charging in there, but not a lot of direction and purpose in the shot.
Oh, not at all. He would have wanted to catch that better Donovan Sikri. So he would have to do better in terms of decision making. So far you see Portmore United just keeping their shape. And one thing I like about Portmore United, their midfielders drop deep, so there's no stagnance in terms of positioning with the midfielders. We see, you know, most times when Seagull Knight was there, he's advanced.
MacArthur had his hands full on that occasion. There's a whistle on the play. Free kick to Arnett Gardens. Didn't really like that call, did MacArthur.
Certainly would have wanted to continue play. MacArthur, that speedy winger. And he's looking to give Robert some trouble around the back.
But he got into trouble and got a talking to from the referee.
Trelawney man referee Christopher Mason, no nonsense referee at all. So you'd have to be careful, MacArthur.
Trelawney man, you say? Just like the newfound Arnett Gardens striker.
Well, I mean, Arnett Gardens has tried a lot in terms of their strategy, and it's not necessarily working for them. They're at the foot of the table.
So this is what you call throwing the kitchen sink?
I would think so, because Janoi Cunningham has not been implied in that role. You know, yes, as he said, he has scored a goal this season from a corner, but talking about throwing the kitchen sink, they've done a lot and they've not been able to.
Well, they have to be defending at the moment. Oh, McFarlane does really well. Lays it across, needs a good ball inside the area. And it's put into touch now. And over on that left-hand side, Rivaldo Mitchell. I get the impression that he could have done better, but he was stopped on that occasion. Had some time and kind of dilly-dallied with the ball over on the far side. Mitchell. As we take a look on the challenge on Omar Reed from Deacon. He was doing some defensive work over on that far side. Willis whips that one inside. Own goal. It goes in favor of Portmore United. That was whipped in with purpose. And Kemar Foster in goal. Wasn't quite sure what happened there, but there were a couple of deflections and the ball has crossed the line. Arnett Gardens unfortunate. Portmore United in front.
That was a very telling ball, and it seems to me that it was Earl Simpson that he came off of the last before going into the back of the net. A very good free kick by Shavani Willis. Wanted to meet the head of a Portmore United player, but instead fell to the hip of Earl Simpson, and that went into the back of the net. They will count it as an own goal. Brackenridge and the others celebrating. Portmore United ahead in this one.
Well, that's pretty unfortunate. It came off a couple of Arnett Gardens players. First deflection and then flush off the thigh of Earl Simpson. And we're just singing his praises of being in the right place at the right time a few minutes earlier. We'll talk about being in the wrong place at the wrong time in getting that deflection. And he's been credited with the own goal there.
We'd say commentator's curse. I would not put my name in that hat. But now you will have to look at the fortitude and the attitude going forward for Arnett Gardens. What will they do now to turn this fortune around for them? Portmore United were pressing somewhat and they got to go for their troubles. So they will have to now bring up the intensity, up the tempo, in order to get an equalizer and maybe even lead before halftime is over.
Well, here's a chance. Oh, that should have been a much better ball there from Romeo Guthrie. Because Cephas was in acres of space on the left-hand side. He was left unmarked as he was racing inside the box, and dare I say, that could have been Arnett Gardens' best chance.
Yeah, that would have certainly been Arnett Gardens' best chance. And that's the space that Ronaldo Cephas wants to be in. He does know how to work different spaces when he's in trouble. So imagine you give him that acres of space to exploit. So Breckenridge and Tajay Brown would have to do better.
Oh, that's a lovely ball from Guthrie this time to Berridge. He does. Guess who? Janoy Cunningham, his second this season. Who says a centre-back? That was a striker's finish. It's equalizer for the Junklers. 1-1.
We talked about how Janoy Cunningham would be implemented in this forward line, and that was a very good pass, but a beautiful run behind the defense from Janoy Cunningham. And we talk about him being a centre back. As you said before, Donald, that was a striker's finish. A very, very good play from Arnett Gardens, and the Junglists are back in this one. Look at that pass to Janoy Cunningham. That was a very, very good pass by the man Donovan Segree, the player to watch, and he watched his run of play, the run of the man Janoy Cunningham behind the defense. Simple.
Simple indeed. What a response by Arnett Gardens, and it was a quick one too. Just 2 minutes after going behind, Arnett Gardens have found the equalizer, and what a ball that was from Segree. And Cunningham, with that run, that wasn't picked up by the Portmore United defense, which is a little bit of a surprise. It's not the pairing that we're used to. We're used to seeing Damana Solomon and Alvinus Myers, and it was on the side of Myers that was broken into, to be frank.
I think they were surprised at the run that Janoy Cunningham made behind the defense, but that's the communication you want. And I did talk about what will be their attitude going forward in terms of getting an equalizer, and they did so very well. And we're not used to this pairing in terms of the defensive line. We see two changes from that defensive line. Normally it is the man Emilio Rousseau around there with Alvinus Myers to pair that left defensive options, and then of course you had Damana Solomon with Tajay Brown on the right. So it was a very, very good play from Arnett Gardens. Telling ball by Donovan Segree. Very good goal by Janoy Cunningham.
I know my producer can correct me if I'm incorrect on this, but we're used to seeing Omar Reed usually on the right hand side of the fence when he was playing for Clarendon College, and obviously he's very much that utility player that can play on either flank, defensively at least. But Portmore United, they had every confidence in Omar Reed being over on that left hand side, and as they launch another attack, this shot with the deflection, Demar Rose again behind the effort, and no problems here for Shaquan Davis, the former Hydel High man. Very much a confident goalkeeper. Would have been beaten once already this afternoon, and he really looked down in despair because there was nothing he could have done about it.
I think based off of the two deflections, I don't think Shaquan Davis would have been able to see that one coming, but they fought back, and it didn't take them long to get that equalizer. That's the attitude that I think Alex Thomas would want from this team. The finishing has been their biggest problem this season. They've gotten a lot of chances through the middle of the park. They just cannot finish. Up steps the centre back, playing as a striker, Janoy Cunningham, and look what he did.
I'm willing to bet that there was some history there for Cunningham back in the day, him being a striker. No way this is just luck. No way this is just an experiment for Arnett Gardens.
That's why you're the coach. Donald, you see what other people don't. And saw something that maybe Cunningham could play as that striker. Has the strength, Genoa Cunningham. So maybe you can muscle defenders off the ball. And it has been working so far. So all credit to Alex Thomas for putting Genoa up front. And it's working as we speak. Genoa Cunningham with his second goal of the season.
Well, they're going to be breaking now. It's the official water break. Warm conditions here, although it's a little bit cooler now with the breeze coming on strong. Cunningham being hailed by his teammates on the bench, getting that much deserved recognition, and of course break. But this contest never lacking in goals, and we expected the same. 2 goals so far in the first quarter of this match.
And certainly they need more of that. That's their 4th goal of the season, Arnett Gardens. And based on my math, Donald, that's 50% of the goals scored for Arnett Gardens. Genoa Cunningham has put them in the back of the net. That's 2 goals so far this season for the centre-back, and I should say centre-back slash striker now. But 50%, and that's what they're alluding to. They need to continue to put the ball into the back of the net. As we see, the midfield is not necessarily the problem. It's the striking, the opportunities that they get. What do they do with those passes in the final third? That's the difference.
Well, there have been 2 goals, both from Arnett Gardens players. One accredited to Portmore United, but we have to give credit to the delivery from Chevani Willis.
That was a very good delivery from Chevani Willis. We talk about Ricardo Morris being a dead ball specialist. That was a good example where somebody else can do it, but we see where the midfield got to Segri, and that very good pass to Genoa Cunningham from Donovan Segri.
Making it 1-1.
Yeah, that was a very, very good pass from Donovan Segri. And also, as a defender, he just made that correct run. You have to time those runs perfectly, or you'll be offside. It will be called offside. So, for the fact that he made that very good run in between Amar Reed and Alvinus Myers to get that opportunity, and not only get it, but finish it with his right. That was very good from Arnett Gardens. So they know they have the fighting spirit. They just have to be more clinical.
Again, Cunningham collecting that one, but the referee called back play for free kick, and it's in a dangerous position. And let's see how many of them will line up for this meeting to determine who will strike on target. Guthrie is there. We also see O'Shane Roberts. Donovan Segri is also there. The captain may pull rank there. We also see Damari Deacon. Let's see who will take this. It's a skipper. Oh, that's a fabulous strike! A captain strike! A thrilling strike! And Arnett Gardens, they are turning on the thrills. Yards out. They found the back of the net through their skipper. It's 2-1.
We talk about the leading. We talk about the leader, Alex Thomas, looking so happy, and he's just willing his team. But that was a beautiful free kick from Romeo Guthrie, the captain. This is only their second time this season that they've scored 2 goals in a game. That last time was where they won. Look at the bend on that free kick. That was beautiful. Absolutely magnificent. And Romeo Guthrie, take a bow, young man. That was a very good goal.
I am not sure if he'll score a better goal than that.
I don't think so.
I'm not sure if anyone could score a better free kick than that. Did you see the bend on it?
Oh gosh, man, I saw that bend. That was very well done. As I said, this is their only their second time, Donald, that they've scored 2 goals in a game. The first time that they did that was the last time they got a win, which was a 2-1 win against Humber Lions. So they'll be looking to continue that on. That was done on the 12th of July. And this is their first time since the 12th of July that 2 Arnett Gardens players have scored 2 goals for them in their lead. So when they drew 1-1 with Malines, it was an own goal by Stewart.
How can Portmore United respond? Ball played into Morris. Farlin had some space initially. MacArthur trying to drill that one across. He'll get the corner.
And it just comes back to they just willed their way through the middle of the park. And this just reiterates it's not the middle that's the problem. It's their striking options that's the problem. It's their finishing. And see, their midfielders, one of their midfielders has scored. Beautiful free kick. That was just exquisite.
It's taken short. Morris. Back to Reed. Another corner.
Now we'll have to see how Portmore United can respond. We've seen where Arnett Gardens can respond as they're leading to 1.
Back-to-back corner kicks for Portmore United as they seek to get back in the game. Omar Reed to deliver at the near post, easily handled. Morris, not the best pass forward. And what can Arnett Gardens do here? 2 players up front. And that wasn't the best pass at all, but Cephas committing the foul. And disagreeing with the referee. Cephas on that occasion, as we see that Portmore United pretty much edging the possession at the moment. But Arnett Gardens, they look up for the challenge. It's amazing when the mindset is treating each match as if it's a final. Cumberland did the same thing yesterday and came out victorious.
And it was the exact quote by assistant coach Brown, where he said that we have to treat every game like it's a final.
Oh, that's not a bad turn from Cunningham. And trying to lay it inside the box, but Myers was in the way. And Arnett Gardens players, they just look a little bit sharper. They're winning the second balls as well. The 50-50 challenges. They seem up to it, but you made a point, Chris Scott, in terms of them losing something in the second half. That's not the best clearance, and that wasn't the best shot from Deacon, wide of the mark.
Yeah, this is now going to show what are they going to do to if they do go into halftime with the lead, what are they going to do to maintain this lead throughout the second half? So I don't think that the first half is the problem. I think that the second half is the problem for Arnett Gardens. They've always played well in the first half this season, so we'll see if they can keep this or maintain it.
Cephas cutting inside or trying to, but couldn't get by Shivani Willis, who at times can be a man mountain.
Very tall player, Shivani Willis.
Cephas isn't well. He goes down holding his shin. I'm not sure if he's 100%. He did injure his ankle a couple match days ago.
Yeah.
Missed the last game, in fact, because of that injured ankle. And I think he's favoring the same ankle. He's going to get the attention now. Ronaldo Cephas. And to be fair, he hasn't looked sharp, has he?
No, he hasn't. And you know, it's just that worrying injury that he had. Did miss that last game where they lost 1-0 to Very United. And as I said, he's always that bright light in Arnett's team, where going forward he does try to do a lot. He does try to, you know, get into those pockets of spaces behind the defenders. So he has not been well in this game in terms of performing, but they'd hope that he grows into the game if he's not gonna come off the field. But it doesn't look like he's gonna continue because the stretcher is out.
Another one of the players that we anticipate doing well in the Jamaica Premier League, of course, making that transition from the junior to the senior level, was a standout at Charles Smith Comprehensive. Was a natural leader, was a natural provider more than finisher, in my humble opinion. Did miss quite a few easy chances, I remember, for Charles Smith, but he did score some glorious goals, and we just hope that he comes back even better. As we take a look at that free kick again, you could watch that over and over from the skipper. That was brilliantly done.
He saw where he wanted to place that one and knew that of course the keeper Kemar Foster would have been in a world of trouble, and that was a captain's goal. That was a beautiful free kick from Romeo Guthrie.
Best seen from behind, if I should say so myself.
But I tell you, that was picture perfect. That was brilliant from Romeo Guthrie, and that all comes down to the fact that they continued to press that Portmore United midfield and defense, got that free kick, got the foul, that led to the goal. So they continued to press, and we see where Ronaldo Cephas, his day is done. And it seems to be Shadane Lopez that will be taking the field. It is Shadane Lopez for Ronaldo Cephas. Not a good sign from the former Charlie Smith man.
Of course, he would have been eager to play, Ronaldo Cephas. Of course, would have volunteered and Deacon.
It's like he's holding his face on the ground. Seems to be a clash with him and Shivani Willis. So that was a hand to the face from Shivani Willis to Damar Deacon.
Yeah, but the reaction though, I was actually wondering what else happened.
Normally they want to make a meal of it, Donald, before.
Yeah, he was moving like a headless chicken.
Oh yes, he was.
After being chopped off, yes. But I was just wondering what exactly happened there. But it was just a hand to the face, and there he is alive, walking. So you know, not that bad.
Normally slow motions really show you the intensity of a collision, and that looked like it wasn't.
Or the lack thereof.
Right.
Right.
So I don't think that was that much of a collision, and as you see, he's back up. And he's walking right normal. So I'm guessing I think he was just making a meal of it.
Well, it was a 5-course meal. Here's a free kick for Arnett Gardens, lofted high inside the box at the back post. Arnett Gardens, they don't mind starting from the back again. Guthrie giving the ball away to Willis. Morris. And we're stretching for that one, Tajay Brown. Not in sync today, Portmore United.
No, normally their communication is normally one of the best in the league. As we see the confirmation, Shadane Lopez, you know, coming on.
Yeah,
Shadane Lopez coming on for Ronaldo Cephas. But the communication is normally at an all-time high for Portmore United. That's the reason why they've been so deadly and so lethal in the league, because their communication between the defense and the midfield, from the midfield to the forward line, has been one of the best in the league, which is why they've boasted one of the best attacking in terms of goals in the league. So they'll be looking to get better at that in this game.
MacArthur delivers inside and headed away before Shaquan Davis could lay claim to it. Had a hand up on that one. Simpson, the Ezran variety. There's Ezran, there's Earl. Ezran was the one who got there.
And there was on the bad end of the first goal today.
Morris to deliver this time. They've sent players inside the box. I count 6 for Portmore United. This one delivered well. Headed out of the area. Morris will gather again. Fires that one in. To the defender on that occasion. It was Guthrie. Myers easy at the back, collecting ahead of Lopez, and he gets his keeper involved, Kemar Foster, who goes long.
Seems to be slowly that someone riding play came away slowly. Arnett Gardens really have shown what they can do in terms of attacking, which begs the question now. They need to continue this trend. You know, speaking with Alex Thomas, you know, for many times this season, he said that he would want to improve the middle of the park as well as the forward line. But I always say that the middle of the park is not the problem, in my opinion. I think it's the striking option, but Alex Thomas will be happy with the first half performance of the team. We're not surprised at how they've been able to perform in the first half.
Here's Cunningham holding up the ball. Simpson. Martin, or rather that's Agree. Ball delivered over the top. Deacon keeps it in play. Challenge coming in. Martin was looking for that extra yard of space, couldn't get it. Roberts trying to play it inside the box. It's with Guthrie. Well, he was looking for the spectacular again, and it was just off the mark.
Can you imagine if Guthrie had gotten that strike to go into the back of the net? He has been phenomenal in the first half for Arnett Gardens. Has cut down a lot of spaces for Portmore United to work, but has really advanced to where he has caused a problem in the middle of the park for the defending champion. So he'll be looking to continue that work into the second half, but he's been very good game today, Romeo Guthrie, and has a fantastic free kick and almost had a spectacular goal to match his performance so far.
Lopez getting the return ball from Cunningham. Wasn't the best. He was forced to go wide. Roberts trying to lay that one inside the area. And it's going to be a throw into Portmore United. Simpson should handle this. And he does so well. Finds his right back in slowly. Back to the Simpsons, who have switched temporarily. Ezra and Simpson now. Ezra didn't do well there. MacArthur with the toe poke, gives it up. Sigree. Ball switched over on the right hand side where Deacon now patrols. And he wins a throw for his team.
And looking towards the end of the first half, Donald, I don't think they need to necessarily rush things, Arnett Gardens, because even though Portmore United are trailing in this game, going towards the end of the first half, they would want to, as you see the keeper down on the field for Arnett.
Yeah, Shaquan Davis needs some help.
I think it's because the heat coming from the artificial turf. I think that's one of the main problems why the keeper is down. They have had a lot of complaints from the players in terms of the heat from the artificial turf.
And he decided to sit on it?
Well, I'm not sure as to why he would want to do that.
You're probably right though, because you know it's really hot.
It is.
His shoes.
As we see the water, the cold water being applied to his boots. But
yeah, rubber and leather wouldn't be the best combination,
oh,
right?
not at all.
You could literally set the place afire. And right now his boots are almost on fire, which is why he needs the help.
Probably a little more heat and you'll be seeing it bursting into flames. But that's been the main story in terms of the weather and this artificial turf.
I've always liked his attitude though, Shaquan Davis.
Right.
Fabulous keeper,
Very good
in my opinion. Confidence has to be sky high.
And I think his build really attributes to how good he's been.
Yeah, the free kick will go in favour of Portmore United.
That was a jostle for possession.
Wasn't it?
A battle.
Here's Tajay Brown now. One thing about Demario Deacon, he's going to run. Martin. Guthrie, back to Martin. Wasn't on the same wavelength with Roberts.
Should have kicked the ball a little bit, Martin. There was no indication from Roberts that he would have gone down the flank, so that's why I say communication is very important when it comes to, you know, being effective in a game and making the transition.
You know, at the elite level, there is probably no need for communication because of what is done in training every day. They know that they run the particular routes, they just expect it and the ball is played forward in the hope that it's red. Which is amazing because in Jamaica we tend to dwell on that, but really at the elite level sometimes communication slows the game down.
Yes, sometimes it does, but I mean when you want to really make that transition, I always talk about the communication when it comes to transition. You want to know that okay, you're gonna be right there because the tempo of the game does change.
Lovely ball over the top, can he control it? He's able to get by one marker. Shot from Cunningham is charged down. Lopez is underneath this trying to control the difficult bouncing ball and he wasn't able to do so. It's going to be a goal kick to Portmore United. Agony though.
Shady really Lopez, yeah, it was. He was fighting for that ball, but the defense, Brackenridge, being called into question in terms of how he would have defended that ball over the top to Shady Lopez, the substitute, and he did somewhat well enough to prevent Lopez from getting that one.
Well, there's a crunching challenge from Ezran Simpson. A player who plied his trade at Tivoli, Waterhouse, Malines as well.
Yeah.
Ezran Simpson.
Change. Rose.
Cunningham gets a yellow card that was uncalled for.
Yeah, but Cunningham took the ball up, threw it, met the boot of Alvin Osmias, tried to take it up again, And then when Damar Rose placed the ball on the ground, he was very close to it. So roll the ball, and again we see here where he was just trying to get as close to it as possible. And I think, as I said, referee Christopher Mason is a no-nonsense referee. You can't do that.
So the Trelawney man managed to show the yellow card to the other Trelawney man.
Because they're from the same parish means he's not going to caution.
No favors done.
None at all.
A chance for Portmore to try and get an equalizer here. It's McFarlane, looks up, saw the gap, fired that one, and it was blocked. And now the clearance is made. Reed with some space, delivers inside, and the clearance made. And Cunningham running into traffic, and the referee, who works in Trelawney but is from Clarendon, upon seeing the other Trelawney man hitting the turf, signaled the end of the half. Arnett Gardens in front, courtesy of him in your picture.
Horsborough Centre of Excellence. And this game, a titanic fixture between the defending champions Portmore United and Arnett Gardens. Arnett Gardens leading the charge, leading by 2-1 at halftime.
And we're off here for the second half. So Solomon is on the park. So much for him getting a day off. Got a half a day off. I think there was another change that was made, but we'll try and get that confirmed. So obviously Brackenridge, I don't see him on the field anymore. Long ball upfield looking for Cunningham. Cunningham got ahead there and got there ahead of Solomon, who probably not up to the pace of the game as yet.
I think that there was just some panic in terms of what happened in the first half behind the defense, or of the defensive line of Portmore United, and Arnett Gardens was just abusing that.
Javon Briscoe is now on the park as well, just to confirm that substitution of Brackenridge off and Solomon on. Javon Briscoe is also on the park. McFarlane. Oh, that's a delightful ball. And just ran out of ideas there. A big opportunity missing. Rivaldo Mitchell again, he was hesitant in the final third, and it's not the first time that we're seeing him being hesitant in such a position. So Javon Basco has come on for Nicholas MacArthur.
MacArthur really caused some problems here as we see that foul by Mitchell on Deacon. Deacon has been fouled a lot in this game. Made a meal of the challenges that has been on him, so see how this one progresses. But around the 60th minute, and I've also spoke to Dwight Donald when we were doing one of the games at Arnett Gardens, where he said around the 60th minute is when they start to really falter and break down, and they would really want to fix that. Arnett Gardens.
Yeah, he did run out of real estate over on the far side there. Did Shadane Lopez. I think they've gotten a throw-in. Or is it a free kick? No, it's a throw-in over on the far side.
Yeah, it seems to be a throw-in for Arnett Gardens. It is.
Portmore United, mind you, they have the breeze with them at the moment, so let's see if they'll be able to capitalize that in the second half. Ricardo Morris has had a quiet game so far for Portmore United.
Yeah, has to drop back a lot because in the first half, Arnett Gardens was attacking so much, so he had to drop back with Damar Rose, and not their game, because Damar Rose is advanced as well as Ricardo Morris, so they'll be looking to change that in the second half. But it's the attack of Arnett Gardens that has caused that.
That's not a bad looking delivery at all inside. Well. Ezra and Simpson got in a position possibly that he didn't even expect to be in, as Reed delivers that one inside, and it's caught by Shaquan Davis. That was a lovely looking delivery from Omar Reed, and Ricardo Morris was trying his very best to be on the end of it.
End-to-end action here at the start of the second half. Arnett Gardens had a golden opportunity, but then in the blink of an eye, Portmore had that opportunity, and Omar Reed did well to run on the left-hand side, send that ball in to try and find Ricardo Morris, but close enough for the goalkeeper.
Deacon heading to the byline, 2 to aim for inside the box. Oh, lovely cut back, delivers at the back post, and there's no one there. Shadane Lopez, possibly it was just too far ahead of him. Not sure from this angle, but I also figured that he was probably on his laurels inside the box and wasn't quite expecting it, as Damar Deacon actually made the cut back inside.
No, you have to expect everything. I don't think that he expected that ball to reach there, but as an attacker, you have to make sure you latch on to that one. Had he connected,
probably was just a little bit too far ahead of him on that occasion.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit too far, but had he connected with that one, we might have sung a different tune, and the scoreline might have changed.
Well, Deacon was in a really good position to provide. Here's Reed again. Arnett Gardens bossing the possession at the moment. Question is, can they capitalize? Sigri, he was involved in a collision there, not going in his favor. The call for O'Shane Roberts. Morris using his strength inside the box, has to retreat somewhat, needs some help. Oh, that's a dangerous looking challenge. Two-footed, and the yellow card will come out.
Yeah, not the best challenge from Earl Simpson. Two-footed.
Well, to be fair, I think he actually slipped.
Yeah.
Did Earl Simpson?
That was an all-out challenge. Maybe the color would have been different.
Card is also shown to O'Shane Roberts. Possibly because of what he said to the referee. We confirmed that in just a little while, but it is a free kick to Portmore United as they try to get the equalizer. They have sent bodies forward.
Well, the last time Shavani Willis did have a free kick in somewhat of a similar position, it has led to a goal, so we'll see if that's the case again.
7 players inside the box for Portmore United. This one delivered inside and headed behind for a corner kick. He was in the right place at the right time there, Romeo Guthrie, who's been all over the park, the skipper of Arnett Gardens.
Yeah, he has been everywhere today. He's been in the middle of the park defending for that back four.
Here's a corner kick. And Davis got a hand to it, not a strong hand. And Solomon, and then the resulting effort is over the top once more. Was it McFarlane there who got the final effort?
Yeah, I think it was Javic McFarlane, punched out by Davis. Wasn't dealt with by Arnett Gardens, and that was sent inside. It seemed to be a strike at goal initially by Solomon.
It was from Solomon, yeah.
And then it was latched on by Javic McFarlane. Somewhat of an unorthodox attempt.
Slowly. Guthrie. Martin. Oh, he gives it up. Portmore United now applying that pressure. Morris. He's come alive in the second half. Portmore United on the chart still. Omar Reed. McFarlane. Nice touch. Oh, he has space to fire! Straight to Davis. Well. That's another big chance for Mitchell. It really is.
That was a very, very good chance. A glorious chance from Rivaldo Mitchell. Should have done better with that one. Turned the defender inside out. And Omar Reed really has done well to send that ball inside. Javic McFarlane, actually, his first touch was not good. But Rivaldo Mitchell just turned by the defender and just kicked it straight to the keeper.
It really was a big chance. He's had the opportunities this afternoon. Rivaldo Mitchell.
He did. Credit to Mitchell for opening his body up and just getting by the defender. Again, just the heat of the turf, as we see the heat coming out of the artificial turf, and the boots are hot. He's just keeping his feet active.
Exactly. Well, so everybody can take it.
I can imagine how comfortable it is. Usually we see the celebration to indicate that the boots are on fire after scoring a goal. Well, I don't think any player enjoys anything like this.
Oh, certainly not. And we are coming up around that time where you see Arnett Gardens start to shake a little bit, but based on what and how they've performed so far in the second half, you really wouldn't say that that is the indication. But they'd have to be careful, because opportunities like that presented to Portmore United, really they're not going to make a meal of every one of them. So they have to be careful. Ezra and Earl have to be more alert in terms of defending that attacking line of Portmore United. Javic McFarlane, somebody who works hard. And of course,
Cunningham robbing Myers illegally, according to the referee. There was a hand to the face.
It's kind of strange to me. He waited a little bit longer to call that one.
Not sure if I saw a lot in that, especially from that angle. Willis finding Brown. Brown setting off Morris. 2 to aim for inside the area. Now 3. Headed inside. Ezra Simpson is there. Puts it behind for a corner.
So Portmore United just slowly attacking the Arnett Gardens defense. And it seems to me when they're putting pressure on the Arnett Gardens defense, they're really seeming to cause them trouble.
This is the fourth corner kick for Portmore United. And it's taken short to Reed. Reed fires that one across, and he was trying to redirect it, Mitchell. Probably came to him a little bit too quickly. But again, he's found himself in the right position. But the execution.
Yeah, it is somewhat to be desired. And the second time, that's the second time Omar Reed has given it to Rivaldo Mitchell for him to redirect it into the back of the net. So somewhat there's a connection.
Oh, Deacon has done well here. Gets by Alvinus Myers, pulls it on a platter. It's a big chance for Arnett Gardens, and there was no power behind that one from Donovan Sigri.
Sigri should have done better with that one. Should have put more power. It was always going to be somewhat awkward if he had put some power on that for the man Kemar Foster. Should have made him work in between the sticks to parry that one out, or maybe put that ball into the back of the net. But that was very well done by Damari Deacon. Got by Alvinus Myers occasionally and gave Arnett that opportunity. So Arnett still pressing.
Oh, Reed has kept it in play. Delivers this one at the back post. And again, losing possession on that one. Demar Rose was there on the far side. Portmore United still with the possession. It's Ricardo Morris trying to play that one further up the park, and Arnett Gardens pretty much stubborn in their defensive third. Now trying to make that transition, and there's a free kick for the Junglists.
Arnett Gardens doing really well in terms of those second balls. Portmore not getting to them. Arnett Gardens are doing well to get to those. And that is why the score has not changed so far after halftime. So
now we begin to question Arnett Gardens' fitness levels. We're on the hour mark. Let's see what happens here on out. Based on previous experiences, it has been determined that the effort that's put in by the Arnett Gardens team, it wanes after the hour mark. Now they have to defend. It's come through almost to Mitchell. No, Shaquan Davis is there. Slowly. Deacon. Robbed by Reed. Davis is there. Another Arnett Gardens player goes down.
Reed has really been determined going forward in this game, playing in that left back role for Portmore United. It's the man actually, Martin, that's down on the field for Arnett Gardens.
Yep, Marlon Martin. Another young leader that we would have seen at the schoolboy football level, captained Charlemont High, did Marlon Martin. I don't think he's 20 years old as yet. I think he's still very much 19. Marlon Martin has been going about his business quietly for Arnett Gardens. And it seems as if he's going to be replaced. Marlon Martin, so may just be another forced change for Arnett Gardens. They had to say goodbye to Ronaldo Cephas in the first half. And now it seems as if Marlon Martin's time is up. And Luca Kong is coming on. 18 years old. I think he's still at St. George's College, but I reckon that this young man has a bright future as a holding midfielder as well. Would have represented St. George's College during the last Manning Cup campaign, save for the COVID-19 pandemic, so we weren't able to see him. He actually sat out a year to play for St. George's College, but again, now he will be really happy with the opportunity that he's received at Arnett Gardens to at the very least showcase his wares.
Started a couple of games for Arnett Gardens this season, so see what he's capable of coming into this game. Two very important players for Arnett Gardens stretched off in Ronaldo Cephas and Marlon Martin.
You know, Omar Reed is pretty strong. to get by Cunningham like that. You know, don't let the height fool you. This is Ricardo Morris now. Reed again. Has some space to work with Rivaldo Mitchell. Yeah, so he's having an off day.
Yeah, pretty much having an off day. Had two very good opportunities in the second half, and that cross was wayward. Have to step up. Rivaldo Mitchell. I really would want to make that man who is stepping in for Ricardo Baby Gardner proud in terms of coming away with 3 points in this one. They would want to take back top spot in the JPL standings.
Here's Reed again, who has been an imposing figure in the game. In the second half especially for Portmore United. Basco. It went out into touch. Tajay Brown. Over on that far side. No, it probably didn't go out into touch. I think it was a handball called against him.
Yeah.
Because it is a free kick to Arnett Gardens. Again, they're looking for Cunningham. Oh, Reed has been a monster so far. Couldn't do it all by himself. Solomon telling Demario Deacon to get up, thinking that he was faking it. But Deacon does that, get the call, and he wins a free kick for Arnett Gardens. And Solomon not liking it at all.
Deacon gets a lot of calls for Arnett Gardens in terms of free kicks this game against Portmore United. Knows how to draw the fouls, Demario Deacon. Had been somewhat of a dangerous player for Arnett in this second half, so they have to keep a close watch of that man, Demario Deacon. I can bet you that he has been the most fouled player in this game so far for both Arnett and Portmore United, I can guarantee.
This one taken long, looking for Cunningham. Keeper will collect that one, no problems there for Kemar Foster. Omar Reed is now down. Should be fine though. Now I understand why they call him Benteke. It took me several weeks, but now I understand why they call him Benteke. It's not because of his height.
Definitely not. But Omar Reed has been very strong in this game. One of the best players for Portmore.
Here's Benteke with the ball. Morris trying to thread that one through to Mitchell. Mitchell. Not a bad delivery across the face of goal. Tajay Brown collects. It's Morris. There's a whistle on the play. I think there was an infringement by Morris. He can't believe the call.
Asking what was that?
Probably saying it was just a little push. Must have happened before that.
Yeah, must have, because if that was not the case, so you see, it seems to be the second water break. If that was the case of his infringement, then I understand why he was asking that question.
Yeah, the players will now have a time to get some refreshments. It's been a good game. It has been a good game between these two teams. This fixture almost always never disappoints. We've seen 3 goals. We've seen 2 really good goals. We've seen an own goal. All goal scorers from the same camp. But Portmore United still in it though, with a little over 20 minutes to go in this one.
I think that it has been a very good game end to end. See this first goal, well, the only goal for Portmore United, deflected off 2 Arnett Gardens players. Last, the hip or thigh of Earl Simpson. This one, 2 good passes from the middle of the park. Got it to Sigri to Cunningham. Cunningham playing as a striker today. Normally he's a centre back, but Alex Thomas making the right choice, putting him up front, and he made no mistake. But look at this for a free kick from Romeo Guthrie. You can bet your money that on a good day, Kemar Foster still was not going to get that one. That was a very good free kick from Guthrie, but they did well in the middle of the park to get that foul and to get that opportunity to score. So they've done well so far. 60 minutes have passed, and they're still upping the ante against Portmore United. This is what Alex Thomas really wants from Arnett Gardens in terms of their intensity. As it stands, Portmore United would still be 1 point behind Vere United, but Vere, as well as Cavalier and Mount Pleasant, would have a game in hand.
Chance here for Lopez now. Delivers across inside, and it's played out by Solomon. Corner kick to Arnett Gardens. They're going to take their time about this, Arnett Gardens. As it stands, Arnett Gardens is up to 9th spot at the moment. They're presently in 11th, or at the bottom of the table if you prefer. Here's a delivery inside at the near post, headed away. A nice takedown. Has some space inside the area. Lopez twisting, turning. Ball stabbed inside and headed away. Kong doing more damage to the infrastructure behind the goal.
No, not necessarily the best decision from Luka Kong. Had some players on the ground, had some options to pass to, and decided to go for the spectacular. That man Shavani Willis has really had some telling free kicks inside the 18-yard box.
It's going to be a goal kick. That's where the referee has pointed. Damari Deacon can't believe that the call didn't go in his favor.
Normally I would have so far in this game, but wanting that penalty.
A little cheap.
Yeah, I think Solomon did well in defending against Damari Deacon. He's never gonna get that call.
Tajay Brown. Deacon on the left. Getting by Shavani Willis, Damari Deacon. Ball played inside and the keeper had to gather. Kemar Foster.
Only one option, Donald, inside that 18-yard box, and that was the man Lopez, the substitute. So not a lot of options for Damari Deacon to connect to. And they'll be looking to try to get that cushion Arnett Gardens. I'm not saying that they would want to necessarily do a high press and then have Portmore United catch them on the counter, but they need to have more options inside the 18-yard box if they really would want a cushion in this game. Approaching 74 minutes, and they're still again having that intensity to maybe go for another one.
So Mitchell's game is over. Zane Hilton is on the court. Not say I'm surprised by the change.
Yeah, Mitchell.
There's a delivery inside at the back post, headed across and played out of the box by the Portmore defense. Lopez delivers again and the keeper had to punch that one. Goes the other way now, Hilton. I thought he took forever to make that pass. But it's robbed in a dangerous spot. It's now with Ricardo Morris on his left foot. Morris wide of the mark. Well, that's a second big chance he's had, Ricardo Morris. And again, he fails to hit the target.
Yeah, he's trying to grow into this game, Ricardo Morris, the skipper, and he really would want to get Portmore United back into this game. A very good sliding challenge from Demar Rose. Sends it to Ricardo Morris. Ricardo Morris just stops on a dime, wanted to curl that one with his preferred left foot, but couldn't put that one on target.
Deacon controlling. Deacon. You know, sometimes I believe he thinks it's a part of a magic show in trying to get by Tajay Brown, and it's going to be a throw into Arnett Gardens.
Yeah, did so against Myers with that very good opportunity in about 10 minutes after the start of the second half, so wanted to do that again.
And he needs a good delivery. That's not a bad looking one. Over the head of everyone. Got three. Lovely ball inside. Fired across the face of goal. I believe that was the intention there from Luka Kong.
Again, I talked about Arnett Gardens not having a lot of options inside the 18-yard box to maybe somebody to connect that one with.
Ball played through. McFarlane headed to the byline, pulls it across, and well, at least that was what he wanted to do. Smashes it into the side netting instead.
No, don't drop, don't drop, don't drop. Don't drop.
As we take a look at the chance there for McFarlane, and running out of real estate there. Bit of an argy-bargy between the players. McFarlane was eager to get the game back on the way.
Really would want Arnett Gardens to get a move on in this game.
Well, they're the ones leading at the moment as referee is having a word with his assistant, Jasset Carr.
Yeah.
Christopher Mason, of course, the man in the middle. What's going to happen here in the aftermath of this conversation? Nothing. The game will continue. Nathan Thomas is on for Romeo Guthrie.
Guthrie, who had a really good game against Portmore United today. And Thomas, former Kingston College man, did play for them in that Manning Cup winning season. Call him Kante.
He's deflected an effort, actually gave Kingston College the title over your St. George's College, I should say.
I don't want to relive that moment, but it was a very, very awkward situation because he did say that Ludlow Bernard, who is the coach of Harbourview, wanted to take him off, and he said no. And look what it turned out to be. But that was an exciting game, was it?
Yes, it was. Morris with the turn, and then robbed of the ball.
But this is an exciting game as well, Donald. End-to-end action.
McFarlane on the end of that ball. Morris in the middle. McFarlane trying to find Morris over the head of Portmore's skipper. McFarlane will retrieve. Delivered again. Headed away by Earl Simpson, who's had an immense game in the aftermath of him scoring the own goal. Oh, nice touch inside. Wonderful football, but well, he was robbed of the ball before he could let fly there, but still an opportunity for Portmore United. And there's Ron Simpson there. Now the shot from Willis is blocked by his own teammate. And it's going to be a throw into Arnett Gardens.
Oh, what an end to that play. Shivani Willis would have wanted to score another belter for Portmore United. They were threatening for the last 3 minutes or so. And some good one-touch football, but a very good tackle from Earl Simpson. And just very lazy on the ball, Shadane Lopez. And more than once, Portmore got an opportunity. Blocked by Tajay Brown.
Willis must be wondering why his right back was in the way of his effort. Cunningham is back in the back line of Arnett Gardens in the final few minutes of this game. He sends the ball long.
Well, I mean, he has done his job up front, scoring a goal for Arnett Gardens, really got them going to get that second. So I believe in terms of attack, he's done his job. Portmore are the one that they're chasing, so we'll see what happens.
Here's McFarlane heading to the byline, pulls it across, and Davis is there. Portmore United still pressing. Demana Solomon. Morris. McFarlane. Trying to tickle that one out wide. Hilton trying to switch the play, headed into touch, throw in to Portmore United. Can they get the equalizer?
You see Portmore United just trying to get a slip up from that Arnett Gardens defense.
Morris is offside.
Just want Arnett Gardens to make that one mistake in behind to present another opportunity for them to maybe snatch a point. But with Janoy Cunningham coming back to help Earl and Ezra and Simpson in defense, it's going to make it somewhat difficult.
Deacon, all alone over on that far side, needs some support. Disagree. Deacon trying to set up Lopez once more. Oh, that's a neat move. Couldn't supply the pass though. Thomas. Wouldn't have appreciated being on the end of that move from Zane Hilton. Slowly with the throw. Deacon. Willis. Tajay Brown. Hilton. Kong in the right place. Reed collects though. Basco over the top. Shaquan Davis saw it all the way. Deacon. Shavani Willis has had his handful trying to get Deacon under control, and Deacon gets the better of him again. Sigree. Kong. Nathan Thomas. Kong. This is slowly now. No. There wasn't a lot in that. Slowly apologizes.
It have to, because just like his name states, they were slowly building to attack that defensive line, Portmore. And there has been a change. It's the man Tajay Brown coming off, Rafiq Barron coming on. If you remember, in the dying moments of Portmore's game against Harborview, he did score and snatched a point. So maybe that's the strategy of having Rafiq Bryan so late in the game with less than 5 minutes to go.
Ball over the top, looking for Bryan with his first touch. McFarlane. Oh, nice turn. Trying to thread that through to Zane Hilton. Didn't quite come off. And it's going to be a free kick to Arnett Gardens.
I think McFarlane really wanted to thread that ball through for the substitute, Zane Hilton. Would have been problems for Arnett Gardens, but Arnett Gardens still again resolute in defending those threading passes from Portmore United that have been so dangerous for the defending champions this season.
Thomas. Deacon. Sigree. Ball played inside to Lopez to bury it! There it is! Shadane Lopez on the score sheet, and that's game, set, and match for the Junglers. They have returned in a big way in this season of the JPL with this 3-1 scoreline. Now with 3 points at the back, surely.
Really, they have pressed in the second half, and we talked about how they would have performed in the second half. Donovan Sigri with another telling pass. That's his second assist of the season. A very tight angle for Shadame Lopez, but a very good run in behind the defense of Portmore United. And again, Alvinus Myers is the man who has left his marker. So Shadane Lopez, the substitute for Ronaldo Cephas, we really question how he would have impacted this team coming onto the field, and he has done so in a big way. And Arnett Gardens, they have a cushion now with the game winding down.
Portmore United now. Brian losing it and then committing the foul on the play.
And you say no, they see why Omar Reed is called Benteke. I see why they call Thomas Kante. A pit bull in the middle of the park, Nathan Thomas. And you would say even the build is somewhat similar to the French midfielder. Arnett Gardens have done really well in this game, Donald. Defensively, they've done their best, I believe, this season. And they've done so effectively.
I mean, how many times have we seen this from Arnett Gardens, making that late run to go into the playoffs and then make an impact in the playoffs, even to go on to win the title?
Well, it's just the story of them, especially for the last few years. But not necessarily striking was their problem when they were making those late runs, but that has been their problem this season. And here they are, for the first time this season, they have scored 3 goals in a game. So certainly for this game alone especially, they have
converted their chances.
Right, they've fixed this problem in terms of converting their chances. So I'm sure Alex Thomas will be looking to keep this one up. But they've made to work, and I believe that the wingers have been so effective in this game too. You know, before coming off, Romeo Guthrie was very good in the middle of the park. Donovan Sigri has been excellent in those telling passes in the final third. And luckily, that problem they've had that has been plaguing them this season really hasn't plagued them in this game.
Sigri is definitely a contender for the man of the match. This ball delivered inside, and easy does it for Shaquan Davis.
Definitely. Donovan Sigri has been everywhere in the middle of the park for Arnett Gardens. And they just needed that intensity in the middle of the park. Had some good passes to his attackers, Donovan Sigri. And even though for most of the game Guthrie has had the captain's arm, but he's leading in the middle of the park with Guthrie.
Reed was thinking of the shot, I believe, from way out. Swept it inside, Basco. Now delivered inside for Brian, and Davis jumps high and collects, even after colliding with his defender.
This opportunity sent inside for Javik McFarlane.
Both Portmore United and Veer United would have had the opportunity to go top of the league, especially with the fact that Veer is resting this weekend. But Veer is still sitting pretty at the top.
Just 1 point at the top for Portmore, but they do have a game in hand because they're resting this weekend. And Veer would have that man to thank, Alex Thomas. Of course, the coach for this game, Arnett, will really have a lot to go over and can talk to his team about. And this will be Arnett's 16th win against Portmore. This is their 43rd match they've played against each other.
I think 10 of those actually ended up as drawn results.
Yeah. 10 drawn results for both teams.
Well, obviously.
And both
in the head-to-head.
Right.
Yes.
And so Portmore just edging it, but Arnett Gardens are coming closer. This would be their 16th win.
Corner kick taken quickly. And there was a lot of power on that one. Goes behind for a goal kick to Arnett Gardens. Just seconds remaining in this one. Keep in mind that Arnett Gardens, they have 3 games after this. Portmore United, they do have 2 games after this. I don't consider Portmore United to be in trouble in terms of their form this season. Just 8 points separating the top and the bottom teams in the league. Shane Roberts showing some skill and his passing range. Probably one last attack. It's put into touch. And I think that should be that. It is, in fact, a victory for Arnett Gardens over Portmore United.